I'll tell you a story here, and for me that was very important part of leadership. And I spoke to you about man management. There was Sehwag batting with me in the middle, and we were chasing that night 320 where I took my shirt off. And I was very upset at lunch because England got 300, 325, and in those days, this was about 2002. You very rarely chased 325. It's not like modern day cricket where you just keep hitting, and the game has changed a lot. So I was walking down this long room at Lord's, and Sehwag was whistling behind me. He had his pack. He was that sort of a person. He was whistling behind me. So he turned up to me and in Hindi I abused him and said, "Ek to 325 banane dete, uske upar you think it's a joke." So he walks past me and said, "Skip, we're going to win this." I said, "Let's see." So we went. We started very well, both of us. And after 7 overs, we were about 70 for no loss. I was batting on 40 odd, and Sehwag was also batting. So Ronnie Irani, and many of you would have known in England, Ronnie Irani was bowling from this end. And I went up to Viru and said, we've got a good start. I think we can get this total, but don't get out. We've played the harder bowlers. There's a weaker bowler coming in. Let's just keep taking 6-7 runs and over, because that's what we need. He said, yeah, fine, no problem. So Ronnie runs up from this end. He hits the first ball over mid-off for a 4. So I was at the non-striker end. I went up to him, tapped and said, "Good shot. So we got 4 runs and over. Just keep rotating." He said, yes, no problem. So he goes back to his end. The next ball, Ronnie pitches it up. He hits it over the top, over mid-on. 1 bounce 4. So I again go up to him and said, well played, good shot. We've got 8. So you can still take single. He said, yes, no problem, singles. The next ball, Ronnie Irani pitches up. He sits down and sweeps right from the middle stump. It would have hit his pad. He was gone. It went for 4. I did not go up to him. And he did not even look at me because he understood. So he turned his face, took guard and batted again. The next ball, he again hit him over covers for 6. So there were 5 balls. He hit 5 boundaries. And the 6th ball, he took a single, and as he was walking past me and said, "I've taken a single." And this is happening in the middle. And we got 22 runs that over. He smashed him. He was so good. So I was furious at the other end because he did not listen to me. So I had 2 options. Either I woke up at the middle and given him my peace of mind. So I took a couple of minutes to pull myself back and went up to him and I said, keep concentrating. So I didn't tell him anything. He played an absolute blinder of a knock and we won. We finished the game, we won, and as I sat in this dressing room upstairs, he was slightly far away from me and I was sitting here. I kept thinking to myself, I said, today you won this game because that gentleman at the other end just took the opposition bowler on. And what were you thinking of telling him? That be conservative, take a single, go to the next over. But here was one person who felt that he could hit him for 20 in that over and turn the game around. And I say this to all of you here because sometimes as a leader, when you work with different people, you have your own way of doing things, your own way of being successful, and you go and tell him, hey, this is the way I think is right. Let's do it. And we'll win that way. But there's the other person who's more talented, who's more gifted, who looks at things differently and probably has a better solution than you. And it was Sehwag that day who had a better solution than me. And it taught me a lot. We did win the game, but it made me a better captain. And a couple of days later, I met him at the breakfast. I said, why did you do this? So first question he asked me, are you angry on me? I said, I was, I'm not anymore. He said, good. I said, I told you to play singles. Why did you hit him? He said, I felt that was the best thing to do at that particular moment. He said that was the best thing I felt would win India the game at that particular moment. And it was such a lesson for me on captaincy. I said, I have a Sehwag who's different. I have a Dravid who's different. I have a Ganguly who's different and I have a Harbhajan Singh who's different. They can't play the same way. So if I have to be successful, I have to understand that they win cricket matches their way. And I have to let them do that. And I think a successful group, a successful entrepreneur, along with your aims and goals and objectives of wanting to be successful, don't forget this very simple line and solution in your journey is that everyone's different. And you cannot make everyone play the same way or everyone work the same way. As long as he delivers for you, as a leader, you need to have that a capability of adjustment in you. And I say that, when you manage individuals, you have to manage them differently. Yeah, and you cannot expect every individual to behave, react, work, and do things the same way. That is very important in leadership.